Hey everybody, hope you all are doing great. I shared with Sierra earlier today that I've been wanting to do this for a while, but just make a video and share my personal Plexus story with everyone. Also talk about a couple things that are important um, as it relates to your Plexus account, and that's subscriptions, perks points, consistency, all that stuff. I actually started Plexus in 2017, and I started mainly to help my daughter with her business that she was building at the time. And I was very skeptical. Um, at the same time, I was very unhealthy, and I didn't really understand what gut health was. I really didn't get it. I would see those Activia commercials on TV, and I thought, okay, gut health is about eating yogurt. Um, but it's so much more, and I really did not understand. A real quick analogy that I like to share with people is imagine the lining of your gut being like a tea bag. So we all know what a tea bag is, and it's a very thin uh, uh, fabric, if you will, that's designed to hold tea leaves inside, but it lets the flavor, color, the nutrients, all the good things flow through. And we don't want to drink tea and have a bunch of tea leaves in our mouth. That's just really gross. The lining of your gut acts the same way. It's a very thin membrane. It's about a cell thick, but it acts very much like that tea bag, because what it does, it allows nutrients to flow through that membrane into our bloodstream and nourish our bodies. Over time, I had never heard the phrase leaky gut. You may have heard that. I didn't. I had never heard it till I started doing this, and I had this weird visual leaky gut, like big holes in your intestine and stuff just like leaking out. But it's really not that um, severe, but the effects are as bad. Because what happens is over time, and when I say over time, we do not get to the place where, we're struggling with anxiety or mood disorders, headaches, migraines, joint pain, the inability to control weight, IBS issues, digestive issues, diarrhea, constipation, brain fog, allergies, eczema. We do not struggle with all of these things or get to the place where we're struggling with these things overnight. And everybody's health issues or concerns are going to be different. Um, so what happens is over time, because of our modern diets that have a lot of inflammatory things in them, like a lot of sugar content, or even artificial sweeteners, we are bombarded with antibiotics that weaken the lining of the gut, pain medications, your non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, birth control. Um, you are even exposed to environmental toxins and pesticides and things like that. All of these things weaken the lining of our gut. And so leaky gut is not something where big holes and a lot of stuff is pouring out. It's a very microscopic thing. We start to develop these tiny microscopic holes or openings in the lining of the gut, and very tiny microscopic organisms start passing through and get into our bodies and into our bloodstream and start causing problems, along with things like candida overgrowth. But this intestinal permeability is the scientific name, is one of the major contributors to the health issues that we struggle with. Getting back to the types of foods that we eat, and I'm gonna draw an analogy to this to our pink drink in just a minute. But we're gonna put a pin in Diet Coke because that was my vice. But your Plexus account, and hopefully you purchased from Sierra, obviously because you saw that she was having good results, and she legitimately is having really good results with her health. And it's because what we are doing with these products, we're beginning the healing process of that gut lining. And that is something that takes time. Our products are designed to be consumed within a 30-day period, and they're not designed where you use them for a month and then you stop and come back a few months later. We want to continue the healing process, and it usually takes most people at least 3 months for their bodies to really start to see the real benefits of what Plexus products can do. Um, you know, I when I started, I was a hot mess. I was 50 pounds heavier. I had horrible seasonal allergies. I was using Benadryl, Zyrtec, Flonase, neti pots. It was awful. I had eczema. Um, I had reflux. It was horrible. I was on reflux medication. Um, I was struggling with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. I was hypoglycemic, and if you've ever had your blood sugar drop or haven't had an hypoglycemic drop or episode, it's an awful feeling. Um, I was struggling with all of these things. The doctor's report saying obesity. I didn't know how to deal with it. I had gout and horrible joint pain. It was left over from Lyme disease years ago. Um, and I just really didn't know what to do. I was overwhelmed. And it seemed like I needed to be taking different drugs for different things. That's the beauty of Plexus products, because I heard a doctor say this one time. I did some master classes about a year into this, and this doctor said this, and it always stuck with me. He said, if we can heal your gut microbiome will heal you. And healing the gut microbiome is something that's a lot longer than 30 days. I have been using our triplex system, which is our pink drink, ProBio 5, BioCleanse. I have been using those every day since September of 2017. Every day. Now, I had moments in the beginning where I was inconsistent, but then I had a prostate cancer diagnosis about a month or two after I started, and that was a red flag for me that I needed to take my health serious. But, think about some of the things, and this is why I said put a pin in the Diet Coke thing. I think one of the things that most people struggle with is getting consistency in general, but mainly with drinking or drink Slim every day. It's not just some flavored water. There are amazing ingredients in Slim, antioxidants, ingredients that are balancing blood sugar, starting to reverse inflammation, dealing with those pain issues in our bodies, and also gut health, because it's a prebiotic in Slim that's feeding the good microbes in your gut. We're wanting to bring balance. And there are specific microbes that once we start feeding them and they begin to multiply, they are actually designed to heal the lining of the gut. But I have been using this triplex system every day, like I said, since 2017. Now, I use a lot more of our products. I use Balance, Mega X, our plant-based omega. I use Metaburn. I use all of those every day. I use our collagen, and then I do Reset occasionally. But triplex is my foundation. And the thing that I want to stress is that without consistency, I would have never gotten the results that I had. I would have never lost 50 pounds. I would have never gotten rid of my allergies. I would have never gotten rid of the reflux. The hypoglycemia wouldn't have gone away. The eczema wouldn't have cleared up. I even went to a doctor about that and I couldn't get any help for it. The gout went away. The joint pain went away. All of these things went away, and it's because of one thing: gut health, and using these products on a consistent basis. So I really, really, really want to stress that the consistency is going to be your ticket to getting the results you want. And gut health can sometimes be a slow process, but you stick with it like I did. And a year later, I was absolutely amazed at what had changed in my health. Couple things. So I was, like I said, I was a Diet Coke addict, and Diet Coke has aspartame in it. It is an artificial sweetener, and it is poison to your body. I talk about all the things that were going on with me. Um, but people had told me for years, stop drinking that stuff. It causes cancer. It does all these things. My body was a mess. I was surviving, but I wasn't thriving. And what I found is, uh, getting consistent. And I tell people this all the time. Diet Coke wasn't the only thing that completely messed up my health. It was one contributing factor. But I use that when I talk about our pink drink because the first time I drank Diet Coke, it didn't, you know, derail my health. It was drinking Diet Coke, and again, just being one thing in other things I was doing, but drinking Diet Coke every day, 3, 4 times a day for decades, that was one of the major contributors to my health problems. And it's the same thing with drinking Slim. Drinking Slim, for a week, or drinking it for a few days and then stopping and coming back a few weeks later, it's really kind of that same effect. Um, I was happy to drink Diet Coke several times a day, every day for decades. But when we are doing something healthy, man, we struggle with that. I don't know why. But if you can get in the habit of drinking it every day, along with your ProBio 5, your BioCleanse, you're going to see amazing results. I promise you. Um, but you can't get in like a month or 2 months. You'd be like, well, I'm not getting the results I want. It was my first 25 pounds came off over a course of a year. I didn't do anything different. I didn't go on a crazy diet. I was sticking with triplex. I was walking every day. I do encourage people, you have to move your body every day. You have to drink more water. Get out in the sunshine. Work on getting stress out of your life. Um, but that was the only thing that was different. Like I said, I didn't go on any crazy diet. I was using our hunger control. I usually I tell people, because we do have several flavors, and some of the flavors they're very specific flavor profiles. Some people like them, some people don't. When it comes to hunger control, I like all of our flavors, but our hunger control, the blood orange lemon lime, that's what I used for years. Loved it, and had great results using that. And the hunger control, it helped me to not eat as much, especially at lunchtime, because I would drink it before lunch. And so I started cutting. I didn't change how I was eating. I would still eat the same kinds of foods, but it helped me to eat less. And then over time, I started focusing on changing how I ate. But I usually start people either on the blood orange lemon lime hunger control or the microbiome activating, which is really good because it increases akkermansia. You see a lot of people getting on the shots today, like Ozempic and Wegovy, Manjaro, different shots. The microbiome activating Slim increases akkermansia. Akkermansia is the natural producer of GLP-1 in your body, and we're increasing akkermansia by 250 times by using Slim microbiome activating. Now, you're still going to have good results by using the hunger control, whichever way you want to go. But if you're someone that's really, you're hearing a lot about the GLP-1 and the shots, try, the microbiome activating. But I would say do the raspberry, lemon, watermelon. Now, if you're adventurous and you're not going to get upset because the flavor isn't your favorite and just stick it out and drink it. I've done that before. I actually, when I first got the sweet tea, I wasn't crazy about it. But the more I drank it that first month when I got it, I'm like, it's not bad. I like it. And now I kind of interchange my order every month. I'll get the black cherry lime blossom one month, I'll get the sweet tea one month, and then I'll get the hunger control one month. And then sometimes I go back to the microbiome activating and get the berry, lemon, watermelon. That's my favorite one in that. So the other thing outside of consistency is when you start Plexus, it sets up your order as a subscription. Now you are in complete control. And this is one of the main things I wanted to mention, because in speaking with Sierra, I know that she's been handling or managing some of the subscriptions. And honestly, I told her from personal experience, it's a recipe for disaster because you can't keep your hand on everything, and you're going to miss something, and their subscription will process and they weren't ready for it, and then they got mad at you. And so and there are some people that I do manage their orders for now, but over time I gradually help people understand that managing your subscription it's really easy. And if you get off track, you can change the date. But when you have a subscription on, if you have at least 100 PV, and for example, Triplex, I think is 110 PV. So just by having that on, and you can change the date if you get off track and push it out. But if you have a subscription on, each time it processes, you are earning 100 perks points. And those perks points add up, and you can use them to add a free product to your subscription of Triplex when you have enough points. For example, I think, okay, like Mega X. I think Mega X, because I get that all the time, I think it's like 300 points. Every now and then I'll use my points and get my free Mega X. And so I don't have to spend the money on it that month. So I highly suggest have a subscription on and just learn to manage it. It's not easy. And I'm happy to share, some graphics on how to manage your subscription. But if you don't have a subscription on, I would say next time you place an order, you have the option for a one-time order or a subscription order. Do the subscription, and when you do that, yes, it will process in 30 days if you don't control it, but you are in complete control of it, and you can change the date, and you can even change the products that are in the subscription. What I would suggest is, if you're going to manage your subscription that way, before you take anything out, if you're changing products, put in or add the products, and there you'll see there's a button in there to add products to it. Add the products you want, and as long as they're at least 100 PV, it will keep your points intact. Then you can delete the part of the subscription that you don't want. But if you delete first, your perks points will go away. We don't want to do that. We want to keep those perks points. So I highly suggest having a subscription on. You're in complete control of it. You manage it. And I know that Sierra, there are some folks that Sierra, needs to help. But I am suggesting, I think it would be, really good. I know some people get really anxiety about having a subscription on or an auto ship on. I have my dog food with Chewy.com on a subscription because I don't have to think about it, and it ships and it comes to my front door every week, and I don't have to think about it. And sometimes we make our own dog food, and so we'll get overstocked, and I go into the subscription and I just change the date, a week out or 2 weeks out or whatever. Same with this, you're in complete control of it. But earning those perks points is an amazing feature. So I wanted to share that with you guys. I think that was everything. I know we're going to be doing Reset again coming up real soon. I'm really excited about that. If you just ordered Reset recently, there are going to be some new flavor profiles. There's the new, instead of the beef broth, the bone broth, I hate bone broth. Beef bone broth, I hate it. And it's not just the Plexus one. Any one I've tried, I don't like them. But the new one, it's a Southwest chicken collagen bone broth, and it's really good. And then the tomato soup is now a red pepper tomato collagen soup. So you might not have to mix them. I would try them separately if you got one of the new ones. If you have the beef bone broth, definitely mix them. That's just my suggestion. And then the bar is now a blueberry almond crumble bar, and not the other vanilla matcha. It was a real kind of like chewy kind of bar. So anyway, I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to doing Reset with you guys in February, and let's get consistent. Triplex is an amazing gut health system. Like I said, I've been on it every day since 2017. And if you want to know more about triplex, I can share a video. Just let me know. Just drop in the comments, hey, share that video, and I'll drop it in. Um, and Looking forward to, like I said, doing a reset with you guys next month. Let's get some subscriptions turned on and start earning perks points. All right, bye guys.